Welcome back to another Lilz at Home vlog. It's your girl Lilz and I am at home. So as you see from the title of this video, I want to talk about what money means to me. Is money the root of all evil? Is money the savior? What's going on? What are my thoughts? And I would also love to hear your thoughts. So before we get into this conversation and really take a deep dive into where I'm at with things, especially in my debt-free journey, I think it's important to talk about these things before we just get into the how and when things of this nature. But let me know, and also please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just jump straight into it. Let's not waste any more time. We're already almost a minute in. So what do I think when I hear the word money? Now, first of all, I want to say these are my opinions. These are thoughts based on my experience with money. And if you can relate, even better. If you disagree, that's okay as well. Let's talk about it in the comments. So when I hear the word money, I think of a few things. I think about safety, freedom, luxury, time, and for the most part, just life. I think money is a big part of all of our lives, obviously. We need it to survive in this wild world. We go to work every day to make more. We run businesses to make it, to survive, to pay for things in exchange for other resources and services and products. But when it comes to my relationship with money, it's definitely been volatile, and I feel like in the last few years of my life, I've been doing my best to make it less volatile and really get to the root of my issues and the root of my money traumas. But I definitely can say I don't think money is the root of all evil. I think it can be the root of some evils, not all evils. But also my full belief and philosophy in life is anything in excess is not good for you. So if I'm focused too much on money, somewhere else in my life, there's an opportunity cost to me only focusing 100% on money. It's less time with family, it's less time with friends, it's less time on my mental health, But I do think that my relationship with money has had its ups and it's had its downs. And being 40 now, I'm realizing even when I had a lot of money, even just 6 months ago, I wasn't where I am today emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, even. Versus 6 months ago to even 6 years ago when I first launched my business and quit my 9-to-5, I had made the most money I'd ever made in my life just being self-employed, doing the same exact job as I was doing at my 9-to-5. And to come across money like that, I think about, man, like it's even making my head itch today. It's like I was not the same person, but also I had no real complete full understanding of what to do with my money, if that makes sense. So let me break that down a little bit. So I quit my job in 2018. I had worked a 9-to-5 for up to 15 years at that point, not counting the 5 years before that, from 16 to 20. But up until about 34, 35 years old, I had worked a 9-to-5. I was 20 years old when I got my first job, 19 going on 20, and I really just spent my entire adulthood at one job. And looking back, I learned about life in those walls, like at that job, from the women I worked with, to the men I worked with, to the employees that were there, the bosses I had, the ownership. I learned everything through there. I lost my job. I got laid off for the first time at that job. I learned how to survive a little bit on my own in between not having a job and then getting a job again back at that company. So I never really went too far out in the world to find myself or to even struggle or, challenge myself to get a new job, because I had a lot of money traumas growing up when it came to getting what I want. And I don't mean that in a spoiled way. I mean that in a these were promised to me, and then when they weren't provided, I just felt a great sense of disappointment and sadness. And it took me a long time to really, and I know I'm still working on this, but it took me a long time to forgive those certain points in my life. Apply to your dream high school. You can go. I get in. You can't go. It's too expensive. Go to college. We'll pay for your college all 4 years. As long as you're in school, we got you covered. Halfway through my sophomore year, we can't afford you. You're cut off. So I've been in survival mode for a good half of my life, but all of my adult life. And having taken some time over the last few years and definitely kind of ramping it up in the last, I would say, 6 months since I've been 40, has been a true test of my faith. And I feel like that's why my relationship with God has gotten even stronger, because I know I'm going through a test right now. And I want to do everything to pass this test, but also not doing it to please God. I mean, not doing it to please others, but to please God. But also take what I'm learning and apply it to the world, So I've had more of my life in trauma and survival mode than I have in this healing, forgiveness, faith walking journey. You know what I mean? And I'm still not perfect. I'm not claiming that, follow God and everything will fall into place on day one. Like, do good and your life will be amazing. No, like, I still have bad days. I still get frustrated, want to cuss people out, want to chop people's throat, like karate chop their throats, like kick them in the knees. Like, there's still so much that I'm a human at, and I don't think I'm ever going to be perfect. That's not the intention. But today, where I'm at now is fixing my relationship with money and not looking at it as just like my identity or my personality, because I feel like I definitely got caught up in the people pleasing of the aspect of people pleasing when it comes to money, being able to take care of people, being able to buy things and gifts for people. I got all of that out of my system. And now I think my expectations were just so high when it came to, I got to take care of everyone. And it's not that I expected a whole lot back. It was just more so a shock to me when it became like, I became like the person that gets people out of things financially. And I kind of weave that own web for myself. So I'm taking accountability for that, which is why I feel like that's where I'm at today in life, is like, why am I in debt? And why do I not want to just go get a job to pay off the debt? I'm struggling with that right now as we speak, because my dreams and my goals are telling me to go down one path, but then my finances and my bank account are telling me to go down in another path, and I'm stuck. I feel like I haven't been able to move. And creating these vlogs and talking about this is a part of me trying to detach from the world of complacency and not giving up on my dreams and goals here of being fully independent, creative, a full-time YouTuber, whether it's through this channel or other channels. I don't know. It's whatever God's plan is. And then also, trying to do my best to remain still and let God work through me and speak through me. It can get overwhelming, and having to navigate all of these aspects and then just remain true to myself and, questioning like, well, who am I? If I don't have money, who am I? If I have a lot of money, who am I? If I have debt, who am I? If I don't have debt, who am I? And like, just learning to be mindful and be present in this moment so I can just show up and not stress so much. You know, I just got my hair done, which is always going to be in the budget, even if it's every 6 months. And you may not be able to see my gray hairs right now, but best believe me, in a couple of weeks, they will be outside like gang gang. And I'm looking at a list of expenses that I have coming up, and on top of my list of bills that I have coming up. And this is the first time in a decade where I've missed payments and I've overdrafted, and I have like $400 to my name and about $800 coming in this month. And then I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but I just know that if I don't put in the work today, on November 10th, 2024, I'm going to squander this whole moment. If I say I want to be a full-time YouTuber, I need to get my butt on YouTube and post these dang videos every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, however many times it takes. I have to show up and rebuild my relationship with money. And a lot of that work is in front of the camera, behind the camera, in here, talking out loud. And I just know that my relationship with money, I want it to mature. I want to make long money. I don't want to just keep getting these quick, satiations of checks and bills paid. Like, that's great and all, but I do think money does provide some level of happiness, because it's not the money. It's not, here's $1, now I'm happy. It's like, here's $1. Oh my gosh, now I can go pay for that bill that was $1. Or now I can go buy that meal that was $1. That's the happiness that the money is wrapped in. It's what it provides, and that's just one aspect of it on an external level. Internally, I feel like I have to have peace when I don't have money and when I do have money. When I have a little bit of money and when I have a lot of money. That is the lesson I'm trying to learn right now, is learning to have peace with it and without it. More so without it. So I can appreciate it when I do get it again, And it is tough. It is tough. I hope whoever is still watching up until this point, I didn't realize 12 minutes have gone by, but thank you so much for watching. I just had to get that off my chest and talk about it, because this really is a journey. Like, imagine you're walking across country. You're going to see all types of terrain, all types of weather, all types of people, personalities. You're going to experience your own battles inside your mind, physically, and it's all of that. But I'm just so grateful that I have the opportunity and the access and the resources to just talk to a camera and feel safe. And I have family and friends that are supportive, and I'm hoping that I have a new community through this channel as well that will join me on this journey of just maturing and becoming better with our choices and our money, and being mindful of why we make these decisions, why we spend money at this rapid pace, or why do I have all these expenses? Let me sit and talk about these things. Should I have gone out last weekend and gotten bottle service, or, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, yes, I do want those things, but was it the right timing, knowing I have a big trip coming up that I've known about for a year? Knowing that I'm not making as much income as I used to. So I feel like I'm in a little bit of a battlefield right now, but I know it could be worse, but I don't want to compare or down talk, uplift myself by down talking someone else's situation. I don't want to do that. I think it's just our nature to say it could be worse. It could be worse, which is a healthy, a decent reminder. But at the same time, it's like, what am I going to do moving forward? So stick around. More money talks, more action plans. Let me know what you guys want to know about where I'm at. Right now, I'm kind of sinking. I think I was treading water for the last couple of years. And it's just getting the tide is just rising higher and higher. And I just got to get out of that. I got to get out of there. So thank you again for listening. It's your girl Lilz. I'm going to wrap up this video right now, but please subscribe and leave a comment. I would love to know where you are in your journey And if this video has brought you some value, please let me know. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And until the next one,